I'm in red form, in a red state, such a red case on a red song. In a shared space with my shareholders, cause we share a bond. Spiritual health care, that's real self-care, you won't care for.
I got my Mets hat on to the back. Y'all already know where we going with the stats.
Any artist that's talking garbage and try to curse us, y'all follow a wave and do whatever's current. I follow his ways, I know my turn is coming.
Welcome to New York Giants Full Access. Add it to the cart and we got you. And that's it, man. Go purchase Big Pat Sports Talk merch and support the family, man. And welcome to Big Pat Sports Talk. Thank you for your support. What's going on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all platforms? Welcome to another episode of New York Giants Full Access with your boy Big Pat Sports Talk. And today's episode, we're going to be talking about what's the reason for the New York Giants offensive line struggles. Is it lack of talent? Is it lack of coaching? Is it one or two players on this offensive line? Is it Glowinski solely? Is it Evan Neal solely? Is it Daniel Jones? Like, what is the reason why this offensive line has played so garbage for the past couple of years? So I want to talk about it. You guys, well, let's talk about it real quick. First things first, let's just talk about the lack of pass pro this offensive line has. We can go lineman by lineman. Andrew Thomas, he's good at run blocking and pass blocking, all pro bowler. Nothing you can really say about Andrew Thomas besides he's the second best left tackle in the league. Ben Bredesen, I believe he's a better run blocker than pass blocker, but he is one of the only linemen besides Thomas and Schmidt that can pick up a stunt. Glowinski, absolute failure so far. We gave him one of the most lucrative guard contracts in his free agency class, and he's been a complete turnstile. He cannot pass block, does decent with run blocking, but he cannot pick up a stunt. And it's like he can't even slow anybody down from getting pressure like they're an edge rusher from the middle of the field, which causes Daniel Jones' options to be limited. And really, we can't push the ball down the field when we're getting pressure like that straight up the middle of the field. Then you got Evan Neal, constantly gives up the edge. Constantly gives up the edge. I'm going to say it again, constantly gives up the edge. And cannot pick up a stunt to save his life. He's continually giving up sacks against formidable defensive linemen. And it's really not fair to our quarterback. It is really not fair to our offense. But somehow, someway, we have to figure out what's the main issue with this offensive line to where we cannot get things going in the passing game when it comes to pass protection. My first thing, I believe Glowinski is a major part on reason why this pass game and the pass protection is as woeful as it is. The right side of this offensive line is a major issue. First, Glowinski. You're a veteran in this league. You've played well with the coach. So he came over here and you just lost yourself. It's like you can't block anymore. It's like you can't stop anybody from getting inside. You can't stop anybody from doing a stunt. You can't stop anybody from putting immediate pressure on Daniel Jones. And that's a major issue. Your play has been so terrible that I believe it's stunting the growth of Evan Neal. And the reason why I say that, when you're a rookie, you have to have somebody by you that's giving you an example of what to do, giving you an example of what a professional does, giving you an example of how to figure out stunts, give you an example how to figure out how to stop people from killing your quarterback. What can Evan Neal learn from Glowinski right there on the right side of the line with him? What can he learn from Glowinski? Can Glowinski tell him anything on how to do anything? Because I'm a rookie, I'm having struggles on knowing when to pick up a stunt. And the veteran that's right by me, he doesn't know how to pick up a stunt either. So what am I learning out there on the field? Because you can do all the film that you want, you can do all the practice that you want, but when you're on that field, you need somebody with some experience to come out there and teach you how to do some things, man. So what are they teaching out there? What can Glowinski tell Evan Neal? What can he tell him? You can't tell him, hey, you gotta block like this, because you ain't blocking. So what the hell is Evan Neal supposed to do? I'll give you an example. Last year, McFadden looked terrible out there last year when he had to learn from Tay Crowder and Smith. What's the example that he's following out there? You're a rookie. You're following examples out there. These are pros. But as soon as we get Bobby O, McFadden looks like a totally different player. He's coming up to stop the run a whole lot better. He's getting in on a lot of plays a lot better. He's finding out how to shed blocks. And he looks pretty good out there. Whether you believe it or not, I know we got blown out 40-0. But there were some good things that I saw out there, especially from the defense. So look how quick McFadden turned when he got to learn from Bobby O, a professional. Years in the league. Knows how to be the Mike linebacker of a defense because he had to do it because Shaq Leonard kept getting hurt. So by following that example, he's become a better player. He's become more instinctful. He knows what to do. A year experience and learning from Bobby O the whole offseason looks like it's rubbing off on him the correct way. Pause. So one of my theories is if you replace Glowinski, I think the right side of this line plays a lot better. Because Evan Neal now has somebody to learn from. Evan Neal now has somebody in his ear telling him, hey kid, when you see this stunt, you got to pick it up this way. When you see me moving a certain way and you see that defensive lineman curving into the inside, I got him. Pick up the guy doing the stunt. Evan Neal doesn't have that right now. And I believe that's one of the major reasons why Evan Neal is struggling the way that he's struggling. So key number one to this offensive line struggling, smart Glowinski. Because Ben Bredesen, yeah, he struggles every now and then, but he's not playing like Glowinski. He's not a turnstile. He's not a traffic cone. It's the right side of this offensive line. And his play brings down the momentum of this offense tremendously. Key number two, Evan Neal. Now, as much as I just vouch for Evan Neal, I gotta put on blast what Evan Neal and his causes of this offensive line being absolutely terrible. Is you gotta learn how to block, bro. You gotta learn how to block. You gotta learn hand placement. I don't know if you're too slow. I don't know if you're too top heavy. I don't know what it is. But every pass play, everybody gets the edge with ease against you, bro. Now, I can put a lot of things on Glowinski when it comes to picking up stunts, but when it comes mano y mano, bro, you gotta do better than this, bro. It's not just premier people doing it to you. It's everybody. Everybody's coming in there just taking turns beating you to the edge. You're falling everywhere. You're grabbing. You're pushing forward. Your head is leaning. Now, there's a lot of things a veteran can teach you, but he can't teach you technique. You got to learn that technique for yourself, kid. And right now, your technique is slow. Your instincts are slow. Your movement is slow. Your balance is off. And when your balance is off the way it is, it's making you look weak, and you're not a weak dude. So are you paying attention in the classroom, or is this just is the right tackle position just too much for you? We're going to have to figure that out. I still got faith in you. I still think you're going to be a very good lineman in this game. But it's getting to the point, are you going to be a very good lineman at right tackle, or do we have to move you to guard? Because I could see if you was going against Micah Parsons every snap and you giving up a couple of plays. But Williams did it. Armstrong did it. Lawrence did it. Parsons did it. Like, everybody's getting in there, bro. And it's like I hate to say it, but it's like you're giving these dudes validation on calling you a bust. And I know that's not true because you're just in your second year, but come on, man. It doesn't matter if it's first string, second string, third string. They're getting in there. That's a technique issue. And when it looks this bad, yes, people are going to start questioning your talent. They are. They did it to Andrew Thomas, but Andrew Thomas turned it around and shut him up. So you might have to use some of that number 7 overall pick money to get you a real good O-line coach. Maybe ask Andrew Thomas, since you're in his ear all the time. Maybe ask Andrew Thomas, what did you do in the offseason to flip it around the way that you did? Because I'll be honest with you, as of right now, I would rather have Ezeudu at right tackle. Because I know Ezeudu has the athleticism to keep somebody from getting the edge every play. I know he has that athleticism. He might not be as powerful. He might get bull rushed. But people just turning the edge on him all game, I don't think that'll happen. So yes, you are one of my keys to this offensive line struggle, especially on the right side. You are definitely one of my keys. And my third key is Coach Bobby Johnson. What are you teaching these guys? What are you working with these guys in practice to where they looking this bad? What technique are you teaching Evan Neal to do? Are you using these guys to the best of their abilities? Or do you know what they're good at? Do you know what their weaknesses are? Do you know what scheme fits well with them? Because Evan Neal with his hand in the dirt is not working. He's too slow. As of right now in his career, he's too slow. He's getting out of his stance too slow, and he's not getting to the point to where he can cut off the edge. What the heck have you done with Glowinski to where he's turned into a good offensive lineman for the Colts to an absolute travesty for us? Why has Ben Bredesen not gotten better? Why is the only two guys that are not in question are already seasoned? And yes, Schmitz is already seasoned pretty much because he played 5 years at Minnesota and they teach their centers well. He's doing what he's doing in college right now, which is working pretty doggone well for the first game. Let's see what he does against Washington and San Francisco coming up with those defensive tackles. Dallas defensive tackles are not that good. So we'll just wait and see with John Michael Schmitz with the 49ers, with those boys. With Hargrave and Lord have mercy, who else out there with the 49ers. But are you teaching these guys? Are you did you create a scheme that fits these guys? Like, what's the issue, man? Why is Daniel Jones having to run for his life down there on every pass play? Why can't we have the luxury of being able for Daniel Jones to go through all his progressions? What's the problem? And one of those problems, I believe, it's you. Unfortunately, I believe it is you, and we may have to make a change going into the future. Who knows? Because it's either extreme lack of talent, or these guys are not being coached, and this scheme doesn't fit the line that you've built. Which, if that is true, you have to put that a little bit on Joe Shane and Dable as well. But OG Bobby Johnson, you had trouble with the Buffalo Bills. And when I do my research and ask a couple of Bills people, they say they were happy that you were gone. Because believe it or not, the Bills' offensive line wasn't that great either. They had issues with their offensive line. It's just that they had the talent to overcome it. But you've gotten here, and it's gotten extremely worse. The Bills line ain't never looked like that. Not that I remember. And I actually have to put you right behind Glowinski as key 2, Neil key 3, and Glowinski main key on why this offensive line is struggling the way it is. Y'all better to get it together against the Cardinals, because this is a must win, because our schedule is ridiculous. But you guys let me know. Key 1, Mark Glowinski. Key 2, Coach Bobby Johnson. And key 3, Evan Neal. I think if we can work on those keys and turn those keys to at least yellow instead of bright red, and work on getting those keys to a green, I believe this squad will be a lot better, and we'll never have a performance like we had in week 1 against the Cowboys. Because I believe if you give this team time, you're going to have a major issue on your hands. But when you don't have any time and you got 1.67 seconds to throw, I don't care who the quarterback is. And you can disagree, that's okay. But I want to see my quarterback with time to utilize the weapons that you've put out there for him. Because it don't mean a damn thing if you can't block anybody. That performance against the Cowboys was absolutely embarrassing and ridiculous. And y'all better work on never having another performance like that again. Fix those 3 keys, and we're off to a good start. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that big blue join button, and talk your talk with Big Pat Sports Talk and join the Big Blue crew. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. And until the next episode, think about those 3 keys. You know what it is, man. Peace.